Welcome back. I have now owned my 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQS 580 sedan for 17 months. And this month, I'm going to talk about two things I think are very timely. Initially, I was going to talk about why I bought an EQS instead of an S-Class and show you the two cars side by side. But over the last week, two sources of news came out that I thought were more important, and so I'll talk about the comparisons next month. This month, I'm going to talk about the depreciation and value of EVs in general and EQSs specifically. And I'm going to talk about the fact that Mercedes has just introduced its 2025 models of the EQS sedan. But first, let me give you my mileage and expense numbers. So far, I have driven 16,897 miles, and to get that distance, I have spent only $580. That works out to 29 miles per dollar. Conversely, had I bought the gas version of this car at an estimated average of $4 a gallon for premium, I would have spent $3,378, which works out to only 5 miles per dollar. So considering this car costs the same as the S580, I'm doing significantly better in my month-to-month expenditures. Not to mention the fact that I don't have my first regular service for another 3,300 miles. Now, on to the topic of depreciation and what that means to EQS owners. I saw a news article this last week that said Mercedes-Benz and other EV builders are severely cutting back how much they're producing in the coming years. And that's because there's no popular demand for it. I've always said I'm an early adopter in the EV market, minus Tesla, which has been around for a decade. But with the EQS, I'm an early adopter. And I knew going in that there was a chance that the values might decrease. When I bought the car, guys were literally selling them back to dealerships and making money because there were so few. But now that the car's been around for a couple years and demand really hasn't kept up with production, supply and demand has kicked in and the value of used cars has dropped considerably. Which just simply means that since I'm buying this car instead of leasing, I'll be keeping it a few extra years, and my friends, I'm okay with that. This is a very nice car. My second topic today is the announcement by Mercedes of the 2025 model of the EQS sedan. I looked at it, and I've always said that in the 2025 or 2026 model year, we should see some changes to the design of the car and the batteries and the endurance of the car that might be worth waiting for. And this week we discovered what the 25 model is going to look like. So as I show comparison pictures of the 25 model compared to mine, let me give you some of the statistics. Changes for the 2025 model compared to mine. They have a new front grille, and they're excited about it. It looks more like a traditional grille, and they have finally got the star back on top of the hood, and they're making a big deal of it. My wife and I looked at the car, and while I really like the idea of having the star on the hood, I think the design of the grille is significantly better on my car. I think the only way they could have made it better that I would have liked is keeping all the small stars across the front of the grille and getting rid of that big Mercedes logo in the middle and then replacing it with the star on the grille. I think I would have enjoyed that a lot. The second thing they've done is they have a larger 118 kilowatt battery, and with some improvements, it's going to get about 30 miles more range. Not spectacular, but hey, 30 more miles is always good. The third thing they've done that's new on the 25, actually was on the 24, but it's not on my car. They have a heat pump, which will help the battery with its energy and will help with heating the inside of the car, and it will give the car a little better range and a little better economy. The next thing they've done is they have improved the recuperation levels. So when I'm using my strong recuperation, the 25 model will stop significantly faster, which both saves the brakes and allows us to do a little faster stopping at the intersections. The challenge I have with that is I'm already concerned that going with the strong recuperation is stronger than I want it to be if I have passengers in the car. So I'm not sure I'm looking forward to that feature, but I'm glad that they're thinking it through, and it saves the lives of the brakes because you're using regeneration, recuperation, and you're not using the brakes. The next thing they've done, they did this in 24, but again, it's not on my car, is they have optimized the braking system, which provides a better pedal feel. I've talked about the pedals before. It hasn't been a problem for me, but for those it was a problem for, Mercedes actually has now fixed that problem. And on the interior, they have, on the executive interior package, which my car does not have, but they've got a feature where the back passenger can hit a button and the passenger seat up front will scoot forward, lean forward, so the passenger back has a little more leg room, and then their seats back there now can go back up to 38 degrees, whereas today my car can go back up to 36 degrees. So a little better leaning back, and they've also, along with that, added 0.2 of an inch of padding, so the seats will be a little more comfortable, which is nice. And the last thing they've done that is new and worth noting, they've got some other small touches, but the last thing they've done is on their keyless go system. I can unlock and lock the car. I can do the pre-entry and do some remote things with my car. But with the new system they have that I don't have at this point is they'll allow you to start the car, and they use a digital vehicle key, which then also allows you to share that digital key with other people. So if someone's going to borrow my car and I'm not around and I forgot to give them the key, I can literally share the key with them digitally. And that's a really nice feature I'm looking forward to. So the question becomes, with these new features in the 2025 model, is this something I want to upgrade to, or that I would recommend you wait for? And the answer really is no. The car I have is magnificent, and the features on the outside, actually, I think are detractors. The features on the inside are really nice. I like the heat pump. Guys in the north driving their EQSs will really benefit from that, but those of us in the south, not so much. But it's nice that they have it, and it's going to make things better. And so, as I compare what this is to a 25 model, I don't see a reason to upgrade. And if you are considering getting an EQS, then you need to go ahead and get one. I think waiting until 2025 isn't going to be worth the time you're spending not driving the car. And for this month, that's it. A quick update on my thoughts on the new cars coming out in 25, and letting you know that there is some depreciation and there is a lack of demand for EVs, at least in the U.S. market. I'm going to wager worldwide. And so getting an EV still creates some challenges because it is a new thing. Infrastructure still isn't out there to meet the demand we have. And the technologies aren't up enough that you can just zip in and spend 15 minutes at a charging station with cover over your head and zip out. So if you're looking at getting an EV, keep these things in mind, but it's a great thing. And if you're going to get an EV, I highly recommend you get a car you would want as a car that also happens to be EV. Don't go looking for an EV and then find a car that's okay. Find a car you would want as your car that is made as an EV. And that's what my EQS sedan is. So until we talk again next month, as I compare my EV EQS 580 with the gas-powered S580, you make it a great day.